So what is the cloud? Very simply put, it's when you use somebody else's hardware and servers and services to run things like your email, your web servers, your databases, and store your data. And obviously, if you're going to put your stuff on somebody else's system, then security is important. So here are 5 tips for staying safe in the cloud. Tip number 1, patch early, patch often. Either you or whoever runs the cloud services for you needs to stay ahead of the crooks and not behind them. Tip number 2, pick proper passwords. Often people set a password like change me and they forget to get around to it, and that means the crooks can just guess their way in. Tip number 3, prefer two-factor authentication. That's the system, for example, where you get those one-time codes that are sent to or generated on your phone. It's a tiny inconvenience, but it does make it much harder for the crooks to break in. Tip number 4 is protect your private data. When you're uploading or sharing stuff in the cloud, make sure that you don't accidentally upload confidential data by mistake. We've often seen people make this blunder. They upload things like private keys or passwords or customer data, and the crooks then find it and have a field day with it. And tip number 5 is perform penetration testing. You need to contract somebody that you trust to probe your network in much the same way that a crook would, because if you don't test your network, the crooks surely will. And by the way, here's a 6th bonus tip to go with the other 5, and that is practice what you preach. Don't just write down policies and procedures based on those previous 5 tips. It's not enough to talk the talk, you need to walk the walk. Remember that cybersecurity is a value to your business, not merely a cost.